Welcome back or welcome to my video. I'm Ava. I'm gonna talk to you about books on this channel, and today I'm gonna talk to you about my summer TBR. Because it's already summer. It's like July. It's July, mid-July I think. July 13. And I'm now gonna talk to you about my summer TBR. To be honest, I haven't really thought about my summer TBR as I did the last few years. Also because I can't buy any books because I'm kind of on a book buying ban. But there are still 2 books coming this week. So I'm not really on a book buying ban. I try. It's not the best setup here because my room is small and it was kind of a problem setting the camera somewhere. But here I got my summer TBR, my physical summer TBR, and then I'm gonna talk to you about books I will probably buy this summer and what I'm gonna read on vacation, because I'm going on vacation in September. So it's still summer, but eventually it's gonna be fall. But I can only bring my e-reader because we're going hiking, my boyfriend and I. So I really don't know what I'm gonna read yet, but I will tell you what's on my mind. I literally just finished The Summer I Turned Pretty, and this book I've already read. I've already read the whole series, to be honest. I've got them here, but then I borrowed it from someone, the books, and now I've got it myself, so I'm annotating as well. So I just finished this and I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I think I'm just gonna read the second book. For the people who don't know the Summer I Turned Pretty series, I think everyone knows it because there's a popular series of Prime videos too. It's about Belly. Belly is in this book 16, mid-book she turns 16, and every summer she goes with her brother and mother to the summer beach house in Cousins, where the best friend from her mother lives. The house is from her mother's best friend, and that best friend has 2 sons, Conrad and Jeremiah. Every summer they go there, so it's a whole, like when you go on vacation, but that's their vacation. And she loves the feelings about it, and she has a crush on Conrad since a kid. There's a whole lot of things happening. It's a love triangle, a lot of drama, a lot of, Belly getting to know herself, I think, because she's still young in this, and she makes a lot of weird choices, and I think everybody kind of does. So it's not the best book I've ever read, but it's just an enjoyable series, to be honest. That story goes in 3 books. You have The Summer I Turned Pretty, you have It's Not Summer Without You, and you have We'll Always Have Summer. It's by Jenny Han, and she's a popular writer because her most known series turned into movies or series like The Summer I Turned Pretty. But you also have To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and these movies have been my favorite since kid. Well, not anymore right now, but when I was a kid I was obsessed with these movies, and I haven't read the books, and that's why I have them, because I should read them. You have To All the Boys I've Loved Before, P.S. I Still Love You, and Always and Forever Laura Jean. It's about this girl Laura Jean. I'm just gonna read the back. I don't know if I'm gonna explain it very well. Laura Jean keeps her love letters in a hat box her mother gave her. They aren't love letters that anyone else wrote for her. These are ones she's written. One for every boy she's ever loved. 5 in all. Her letters are for her eyes only, until the day her secret letters are mailed, and suddenly Laura Jean's love life goes from imaginary to out of control. I know how the movies go, but I don't know how similar the books and movies are, so I'm really curious about this, to be honest. I've not started it yet. Then we've got some popular romances. I don't have a lot of summer books, so that's kind of a problem. Oh, 2 books are on the way. One I've already read. It's just a different edition. It's Six of Crows, but the Netflix edition. And I really want every edition of Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. It's my favorite series. Thank you very much. And I bought Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I have read Every Summer After by her, but I don't know what Meet Me at the Lake is about, but I'm gonna read it right now to you. Fern Brookbanks, I don't know if I say the name right, has wasted far too much of her adult life thinking about Will Baxter. She's spent just 24 hours in her early 20s with the idealistic artist a chance encounter that spiraled into a day-long adventure in Toronto. The timing was wrong, but the connection was undeniable. They shared every secret, every dream, and made a pact to meet 1 year later. Fern showed up, Will didn't. At 32, Fern's life doesn't look at all how she once imagined it would. She needs a plan, a lifeline. To a surprise, it comes in the form of Will, who arrives 9 years too late, with the suitcase in tow and an offer to help on his lips. Will may be the only person who understands what Fern's going through, but how could she probably trust his expensive suit-wearing mirage, who seems nothing like the young man she met all those years ago? Will is hiding something, and Fern is not sure she wants to know what it is. But 10 years ago, Will Baxter rescued Fern. Can she do the same for him? So that sounds really interesting. Personally, I don't read spies. I read it, but I'm not a fan. I choose books who don't have it, and if they have it, I'm skipping it. So I'm reading young adult, a lot of young adult. And I know, at least I've been told, that this author doesn't write spies, this next author. I've read one book by her. I've read the Rom-Commers by Catherine Center, and now I have The Love Haters by Catherine Center. And I rated the Rom-Commers 5 stars. The way Catherine Center writes just makes me laugh out loud, and it's just simple to read, it's fun to read. Her characters, at least in the rom-commers, were so fun to read about. I was so sad when I finished that. I finished it in 4 days, shorter, I think. So I'm really glad I can read this. And what I really want to read is Happiness for Beginners from her. So when I'm gonna buy a book, I'm gonna buy that one if I find it. Because soon I'll be going to 2 book markets in the Netherlands, in Zutphen and Deventer, and I think I'm gonna film that too, and then I'm gonna buy a lot of books. Well, I don't know what to expect really. I don't know what the prices are, but if they are cheap, I think I'm gonna buy a lot of books. Okay, next one has been really popular last summer, I think. And I got my hands on it now. I bought it on my birthday. I'm still excited to read it. I'm really curious. It's Picking Daisies on Sundays by Liana Kincaid. This is Friends to Lovers. To be honest, when I have books, I don't really know what they're about. I only hear people talk about them, and if they talk good about it and they say no spies or something like that, I just buy it. And to be honest, it's always been working for me. So, well, with romances it's like that. With fantasy, I do read the back. Okay, moving on. It's about Daniela and Levi. Yeah, it's just the friends to lovers. They were best friends, but she felt something for him. Shut up! She felt something for him, but it all ended when he didn't feel the same way, and she vowed to never see him again. 4 years later, and one night in a crowded bar in the West Village, there he is, just as perfect as ever. I'm really curious, but I didn't have the feeling of picking it up yet. And I'm a mood reader, so I really need to have the feeling, or else I'm not gonna like it. By the way, I know what I'm gonna read next. It's not Summer Without You. It's just so easy to go through with this series. And it's fun, it's quick. I'm looking for a fun time, so I'm gonna read this. Then I've got kind of a sad book, and I've heard people really like it or really hate it. Like Fam, she loves it, but a friend of mine really hates it, and I've seen more that people just hate this and people love it. So I don't dare to read it at this point, but I will be reading it. I got this from a friend who hated it. If he had been with me. Okay, I'm just gonna read the back. I'm really better with that. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other, and the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been different, maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. So it sounds very interesting, and it starts with the thing happening that broke them apart. Yeah, but this just doesn't get me at this point, so I really hope I get to this in the summer. Now I've got the other summary books on my TBR right here, but I don't know if I'm gonna read these, to be honest, this summer. I need to read one of these at least. I've got All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. I have 2 books by her. I have From Lukov with Love, and I have this one. And I haven't read either of them because they're thick. And I just haven't felt like yet, to be honest. I've been reading a lot of fantasy lately, so I need to stop that and gotta read some of these books. It's about losing people. Losing people you love is hard. Aurora knows moving back to a place of one's home isn't going to be easy. Starting your whole life over probably isn't supposed to be. So I'm really curious because it's a really small summary about a book this thick, and I know she writes slow burns, like good slow burns. So I'm really curious about that. Then I've got Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I don't know anything about this book. I just know Steph Borer, I don't know if I say your name right, talked about this book. I wanted to read it, to be honest. I still want to read it, so I think this is gonna be the summer for this one. And then I got a book in Dutch, Anchor in the Storm, but I think it's originally English. So apparently it's called Legacy of Mercy, if I'm right, if Goodreads isn't lying, by Lynn Austin. I have read Dochters van de Kust by her. It's a Christian book, and my boyfriend once gave that book to me, so I read it and it was really nice, and so I bought this one. I am editing this video, but I just stopped explaining the books and I don't know why, so I'm just gonna do it like this. Anchor in the Storm is an historical Christian book. This book follows characters who face struggles and challenges while learning to trust God. With rich historical detail and emotional depth, the novel explores themes of hope, forgiveness, and the strength to persevere through life's storms. I think it will be a fun read, but I don't know if I'm gonna read it soon. But it's on my TBR if I have no books over. And then I've got here, I have 4 classics in total, and I have read 2, but the other one I will read it. I'm really scared about one of these books. Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I don't know if I say it right, but I watch a lot of Aisling Khalil. This is her favorite book, if I'm right, of all time. So I'm really scared because I want to like it too, and everyone's just really positive about it. Just really intimidating. It's a classic gothic novel. Jane is a young orphan, and she becomes the governess at Thornfield Hall. And she falls in love and she discovers things. The novel explores themes of love, morality, social class, and the search for identity and independence. To be honest, that sounds super fun to read. I don't know if I'm gonna read it this summer or just this year. I hope I will, but we'll have to see. And then I've got Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I think this is part 2. I don't know. but I have it. And I think I'm gonna read it. I think everyone knows that story. Well, I think a lot of people know that story if you've seen the movie. But she sees a white rabbit and she chooses to follow it. And then it turns into a lot of unusual events. But I think it's gonna be a fun book. And there are some books I wanna read on my e-reader. And I'm now gonna look up which one those are. That are the ones I'm gonna read on vacation. I just switched places because it was getting too bright. Where I was sitting is still too bright, as you can see. I'm going to the Dolomites with my boyfriend and we're going on a hiking trip. We're going backpacking. And I can't bring any books. And I hate it. So I gotta bring my e-reader. I don't normally buy books on my e-reader. I got a lot of them free. But I am gonna buy Happiness for Beginners by Catherine Center. I'm sure of that. It's about Helen, and Helen is divorced and her brother talks her into going on a wilderness survival course. It's supposed to be a chance for herself to pull herself together. Her brother's best friend is there and a lot of things happen. And just being in nature and how that affects her, I think. And I think that's gonna be really fun to read when I'm in nature, so that's why. And I've got a couple of free books I want to read on this thing. First of all is Carrie Soto is Back by TBR. Carrie Soto's Back is a contemporary novel about Carrie, who's a retired tennis player, but she comes back to professional tennis to defend her legacy because her racket is broken. As she fights to prove herself again, there's a lot of criticism and personal growth and challenges. I've read 3 books by her and all been enjoyable. Well, yes, but I don't remember anything about One True Loves. Sorry if that's one of your favorites. I am probably gonna buy a new e-reader, so I said a lot of books I had for free on the one I have now, but I am not gonna read them in the summer if I can read other books for free. Well, I am gonna read Happiness for Beginners and Carrie Soto's Back. At least I will try. And I said a lot more, but I've edited that out. Sorry about this video being kind of chaotic. It's just who I am at the moment. I've got a lot of books here and eventually I'll read them all, but I will always have a TBR because there are still books standing right there for my fall. These are the books I'm gonna read for sure. So it's the Summer Art and Pretty series. I'm gonna start this right now. Yes, the Summer Art and Pretty series. Then I've got Picking Daisies on Sundays. I'm definitely gonna read that. The Love Haters by Catherine Center. And I've got To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I've gotta stop this video because otherwise I'm just gonna think about more books I want to buy, I want to read, because I'm very good at that. I'll be starting It's Not Summer Without You now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was a bit chaotic, sorry about that. I hope you watch my latest video. I hope you watch my next. I hope you subscribe. Thank you very much. Thank you, bye.